So guys, this is to be used as part of your bedtime routine. How easily we fall asleep and the quality of sleep that we get once we're there really does depend on how we prep for it. And the focus is on calming your nervous system, releasing the day, and getting you ready for a good night's sleep. So as this is to be used as part of your bedtime routine, I want you to make sure you have everything done and dusted before you do this class. Dim the lights, get on some warm, cozy clothes, have some blankets to the side ready to use. We are going to use the wall at the end of the practice, so try to be close to the wall, and if you can be close to a wall and right next to bed, or at least in your bedroom so that you can just slope off into bed afterwards, then that's the perfect way to use this class. And one last little side note, if you use this regularly, if you use it once every day for a week, the more you use the class, the more you will see the benefit in terms of falling asleep easily and then getting that really good quality of sleep once you are there. Okay, so as promised, we will begin in our opening shavasana. So really take the time to set this shavasana up today. I have a bolster under the backs of my legs. You could stack a couple of cushions if you don't have a bolster. Some people, even if they're using a bolster, like to place their feet up onto a cushion or blocks. Have a folded blanket or a cushion around about where your head's going to land, and have a blanket ready to just place over the body if you want to. So take the time to really set things up. I'm not gonna lie, I'm thoroughly enjoying teaching this one today. So you can take your arms out to the sides, allowing the palms to face up, or maybe you would prefer to take the hands up onto the belly, or one on the heart, one on the belly. Whatever feels the most comfortable and safe for you. When you feel ready, just allowing the eyes to close. Softening the muscles around the eyes. Softening the cheeks and the jaw, the tongue and the throat. Breathing in and out through the nose if you can. Allowing the shoulders to let go. And the upper arms to let go. Hands and feet soften. Hips and thighs let go. And you take a long, slow, deep breath in through the nose. And out through the nose, all the way down to the end. Maybe one more, letting the belly slowly expand first. And then the chest expands. Slower the better as we breathe out, all the way down to the end. And we allow the body now to just breathe as it wants to, totally free with no forcing or interference from us. And the more we breathe out here, the more we begin to let go. Just allowing yourself, after what may have been a busy day, to just come to a stop. Allowing yourself now to begin to relax into stillness. The day is done and there's nothing left to solve. There's nothing left that needs to be dealt with. There's no effort needed from us now. And as we breathe and just simply allow the body to find little ways to release and unwind. But just enjoying this space and time. To be alone, to be still, to be effortless. Enjoying, feeling the feeling of the body, finding little ways to let go. And we're not hurrying the body in any way. We're not in any kind of a rush now, so just allowing the body to unwind at its own pace. Slowly, gradually is often best. When it comes to relaxation, that's the way it tends to go. Slow, gradual stepping down. Letting the body become heavy. Gradually sinking a little deeper into the support of the floor. And perhaps just beginning to shift your awareness a little more to the body, to the breath. So you start to become aware of the feeling of your own body. Have an awareness of the feeling of all of the different parts of the body. Being aware now of the feeling of the breath coming and going through the nose, down into the belly. As you just start to shift away from the thoughts of the day and allow your attention to begin to arrive with the details that make up your moment. Becoming a little bit more curious now about the here and now, about what you can feel and what you're experiencing and what's here in this moment. It's incredibly restful to just allow yourself to be here. To not need to deal with anything else other than this moment right here, right now. We're going to spend our time in our postures not only relaxing into them, but tuning in, observing the moment. Take another deeper breath. Slowly in through the nose. Take your time to get all the way up to the top. As you release that breath, I want you to just make a very gentle little movement with fingers and toes. We want minimal movement from here to the first posture and then in between the postures too. So just very gently rolling over onto your side and just pause for a moment. Stay soft through the body and present with the breath. Pressing your palm into the floor, make a very slow movement up. Ready for our first posture. So we're coming into butterfly posture, first of all, which will allow us to just kind of really draw all of our attention and energy inwards and really begin to arrive. So you're going to take your feet in, leave just over a foot gap between the sitting bones and the heels, and let your knees fall out to the sides so the soles of the feet rest together. Relax through the thighs and the hips, let the knees drop towards the floor. You can drape a blanket over the lap or around the shoulders or both. You can be under as many blankets as you want to, and it can be nice to sit up onto the edge, the very edge of a folded blanket or a cushion. Okay, so just sitting up tall for a moment, leaning forwards, and then nice and slowly relaxing the body. Take as much time as you need, allowing the spine to round and the head to fall forwards as the neck relaxes more and more. Your arms can be placed wherever they relax the most, whether that be just resting up onto the feet or resting out in front of you. If this becomes too severe for the hips or the knees, get some cushions under each thigh or under one if it's only one side for extra support. As this is yin, and especially as this is a pre-bedtime practice, there is really no need for us to find hard, strong, aggressive edges in the postures. We don't need to be feeling loads and loads of stretch. We really want this to be a very gentle practice. So feel free to use those supports that I'm giving you, those options. If you want to support your upper body, you can either use a bolster or stack cushions in front of you so that you have something to lean into. Or you can simply rest your elbows into your lower legs and rest your head into your hands. So this is really if the weight of the head is getting too much for the neck or shoulders. So just finding your own version of this posture. And do make sure that you're warm throughout the practice. So wrapping blankets as I have done around the body. Maybe closing the eyes. Breathing through the nose and allowing your awareness to drift back to the feeling of your own body as you start to feel into your muscles and your tissues, and you begin to pick up on where you've been holding and gripping. And as you breathe, with each breath out, just allowing your body to let go a little more than the breath before. Each time we breathe out, there's this feeling of letting go. And it can be very subtle, ever so slight, from breath to breath. And there's no hurry and there's no rush. Just breathing through the nose and allowing your practice to unfold. There really is nothing that you need to be achieving right now. There's nothing that you need to get done. Not physically, not mentally. It really is a moment for you to just be here and breathe. And that's it. Nothing more than that needs to happen. Stillness is okay. The effortlessness of this moment is very okay. And whenever you find your mind chattering away, just know that you can let go of that thought or that train of thought. Minimal movement, as slowly as possible. Maybe even keeping the eyes closed, or at least keeping the gaze low. We slowly roll back up into an upright position. Sitting up tall for a moment, stretching out the spine, drawing the shoulders down. And just taking your props to the sides. You can keep your blanket wrapped around you. Take your knees to the center, lean back onto your hands and just lift your chest for a moment. Drop your knees down to one side and then over to the other. Staying soft wherever you can. Maybe one more. Breathing very relaxed in the chest, in the lungs. So we switch legs one more time, or sides one more time. The breath is smooth and relaxed. The belly is rising as we breathe in. And the body is soft, even in our transitions. So knees back to center, and we'll come into a sphinx. So coming over onto your belly now. So please take your time making your way onto your belly. This is a supported sphinx. So I want you to use a bolster if you have one. If not, I want you to stack a couple of cushions in front of you, and they're going to land just underneath the chest and give your body some support. So we can have forearms resting into the floor. We can have the hands in a normal sphinx position, or we can take the hands down to the elbows. And as we relax through the spine, we get a gentle compression through the back. If this is feeling too strong, then we just want to roll the cushions or the bolster up towards the top of the chest so that we are lower down. So we can rest the chin into the bolster here. And if any of you find that resting up onto the bolster is too much, please just allow yourself to lay flat on the floor and take a very gentle version of Sphinx. So find that perfect angle, lower down with the chest or further up to increase or decrease the compression through the lower back. If you have blocks handy, you can create a little ledge and give some support to the head and the neck. And the more the body is supported, the more the body is able to let go. the more deeply it will relax and step down into that parasympathetic nervous system, which is what we want for sleep, for rest, restoration and sleep. Breathing through the nose, softening through the shoulders, softening through the face, the jaw, the throat. And allow the props to take your weight. Allow the props to support you. It's as if your only concern now is finding little ways to let go. The breath is dropping down into the belly. There's a smoother, calmer nature to the breath, and we see that deepening as time goes on, as the body calms. And if your mind begins to concern itself with other things, we can just breathe and soften those mental efforts away as well. There's nothing we need to take care of right now other than this moment in time on our mat. So let yourself observe this moment. Observe the feeling of the body. And the feeling of the breath coming into the body and leaving. The way the belly gently moves and the chest gently moves. The rhythm, the depth, the quality to the breath. The feeling of the breath moving through the nostrils. The gentle sound of breath in the background. Feeling each rise and each fall. Feeling the way the body lets go. Feeling the quality of stillness and softness in the muscles of the body. So as you observe your moment, you become curious, starting to notice more and more detail. Some more obvious feelings, like the contact between the body and the floor, or the body and the props. And then some very subtle details, like the feeling of the lips gently touching, the contact between the eyelids, the contact of the clothes against the skin, there anywhere in your body right now that's ready and willing to let go that hasn't already? Get a little bit heavier, a little bit more released. So lifting the head from the blocks, if you were using them, minimal movement so that the body can stay in that still, restful place. Pressing palms into the floor, sinking back to a child's pose, either just as we know it, or with the option to use a bolster in front of you for support. You can even place a block underneath and just turning the head to the side. Softening through the body, giving your body over to the props or over to the floor. Breathing through the nose, there's nothing for you to do here. Just feel each breath come and go. Feel the body letting go. And be in your moment. Just be here. Don't try to affect your moment. Don't try to analyze it or add anything to it or interfere with it. Just watch it. Still finding little ways to let go as you breathe. Breathing down into the belly. Walking your hands back in towards you. Slow, minimal movement. Take deeper breaths whenever you need to. Deeper breaths are an excellent way to release stress from the body. Now coming back down onto the back. Don't rush, we have loads of time. So we're coming into banana asana. So releasing any clips, anything that's going to dig into the back of the head. Again, you can have your blanket over your body. Taking your arms up above you. Just, they don't need to be dead straight. Nice and relaxed through the arms so there can be a bend into them. You can gently take hold of one wrist if you want to, or you can bend the arms, take the hands down to either elbow, but be very relaxed and released through the arms and the shoulders. So walking your feet over to the right hand side. And then shuffling head and shoulders over to the right as well. Relax through the thighs, relax through the hips, relax through the whole of the body. You can cross your left leg over your right. So we're looking for stretch down the side of the body, but at the same time, relaxation. Breathing in and out through the nose, no hard edges, gentle postures. You don't need to be feeling hardly any sensation at all. The more you let go, the better. So just keep breathing and exploring. You will find your body wanting to work and activate as it comes into a new posture. So it's necessary to start all over again, just closing those eyes, coming in, scanning through slowly, feeling into the different areas, and encouraging or allowing your body to just release, to let go. Soften through the shoulders, between the shoulder blades. Don't worry if your arms fall out into a funny position. Some people like a cactus arms type shape here, and some people even like tucking the palms around the back of the head. Yin has always been and will always be about molding the posture to suit your body. There's no one way of doing any of these postures. So be playful, play around, experiment, find your version. Find what works for you, what feels really, really good to you. So just simply breathing and letting go in the body and the mind. Releasing the effort, releasing the doing. And all of this is counteracting a day of movement, a day of action, a day of getting things done. Our lives, when they're just full of movement and they're just full of doing and trying and making things happen and getting things done, which is all yang-like energy, it's when we find that little red flags start to pop up and let us know that things are out of balance. It may be stress, it could be anxiety, it could be being burnt out, run down. But one big area it shows itself is in our sleep. And actually what we absolutely need is stillness. We all need some stillness to counteract the movement, the doing. So as you lay in these postures, just finding these little ways to unwind, little ways to let go as you breathe. Maybe you're letting go in your body, maybe you're letting go in your mind. Remember to savor the stillness, the lack of doing. Not needing to be anywhere, not needing to rush to anything. Not needing to make a single thing happen. Feeling just how nourishing and beneficial it is to be still, to have stillness as part of our day. So we'll slowly walk the feet back to center, stepping them back to be side by side if you had crossed the feet. Taking the upper body to the middle. Walking the feet in and just taking the knees to the chest, taking the arms to wrap around the knees, gently curling up into a ball or just rocking the knees from side to side. So taking ourselves to the other side now, so choosing the version that worked for you, hands under the back of the head, arms just relaxed out to the sides, taking hold of a wrist, whatever worked for you. If any of you do have any problems in a shoulder or both shoulders, you can do this by taking the arms down lower. You don't have to have them up high if it gets too strong. Walking your feet over to the left, shuffling head and shoulders over to the left, so we're in a half moon banana shape. Maybe the legs go side by side. It's okay if they part a little. As long as you're feeling some stretch down the side of your body, it can be very gentle. It doesn't need to be strong. But if you want to, you can cross your right leg over your left. And that can feel quite a bit stronger. So breathing through the nose. Not a single thing we need to do right now other than just be here. Curious, just observing and taking in the details of our moment without needing to affect it or change it or fix it or analyze it. The impartial observer breathes and softens and observes. Each time that you breathe out, let go of some mental effort, some mental doing. We can take in and observe, we can be aware without the mind, without needing to add thoughts. We can just simply be aware. One of my teachers calls it thoughtless presence. Soften through your body, even now. Is there anywhere that you can let go? Breathing down into the belly. Letting the breath reach deeper corners of the body. So you could be breathing into that right hip. When we breathe in, the belly expands, not just forwards, but out to the sides. Each side of the belly expands out, and even behind. The lower back expands into the space behind us. It's subtle, but it's there. So as you breathe in, breathe into the side of the belly, breathe into the side of the ribs. Let the breath reach these possibly stiff, tight corners of the body. Not only is it the stretch that releases the tissues, but the breath massages the tissues too. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing out, letting go. What do you want to let go of before you end your day? You may notice how the quality of the breath has slightly shifted. It's a little bit longer or slower or deeper. So adjust whenever you need to. Keep the edge gentle. If it's sharp or harsh, we won't be able to relax. Nothing to do, nowhere to be. Just breathe and savor your moment. Walking the feet slowly back to center. Walking the head back to center. Walking the feet in. Taking the arms out to the sides. Keeping the feet planted into the floor, but taking them as wide as your mat, letting the knees fall slowly, slowly down to one side, taking your head in the opposite direction. Breathing in as you bring your knees back to center. And slowly breathing out as you take your knees to the other side. Stay soft through the shoulders, arms and hands. Breathing in as you bring the knees back to center. Soft in the face as we breathe out and we take the knees down to the other side. So breathing in, the knees come to center. Breathing out, the knees fall to the side. I'll let you move in time with your own breath. Slow as you can. Your knees don't need to reach the floor. They just come as far as they want to today. Knees back to center. And we'll move on to our final posture. So legs up the wall. Okay, so as you slowly make your way over to the wall, take a blanket with you as a prop. Fold your blanket. Just as I have done here, roughly, very roughly to this size. And just allow there to be a bit of a gap between your blanket and the wall. This legs up the wall posture is a really powerful way to step your body down a notch, even more than we have done already. It's deeply, deeply calming for the whole system. So a perfect one for just before bed. So once you're in position, you've got your blanket ready. We're just going to sit to the side, close to the wall. There is no dainty way to get up here, I'm afraid. So sit as close as you can, leaning back, and just slowly, slowly, you can rotate and take those legs up the wall. So just, you can see now the blanket is around about the lower to middle back. You can adjust it up and down to find your perfect positioning for that. Laying back, you can wriggle a little closer to the wall if you want to, and at this stage you can change the depth of the blanket, the height, the positioning, and get it just right for you. So shoulders relax back into the earth. You can take your hands up onto your belly if you want that connection with that beautiful body of yours, to also connect with that soothing wave-like breath coming in and out as you breathe down into that belly. If you would prefer an upper body stretch, you can take your arms up above you. You can take your hands around the back of the head, whatever suits you best. You don't have to keep the legs dead straight. We can be relaxed here. We can bend at the knees a little. Breathing in and out through the nose. Closing the eyes, settling in once more. Scanning through the body. Softening any tension. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing out, letting go. Leaving behind anything that you don't want to take with you from today. Physically, mentally, letting it go. Something to understand when it comes to relaxation and sleep is that we can't control it. The more we try hard to relax or try hard to sleep, the more elusive it becomes. It's a little bit like quicksand. The more you try hard to escape, the deeper you sink. What we can do is navigate our way to a place of yin-like surrender. We don't have any control. We can't make it happen. We can't force it. And trying hard isn't our friend. Not right now. Surrendering to what is, allowing relaxation and sleep to come as quickly or as slowly at whatever time and whatever way it comes. Allowing that to unfold. So in these moments, instead of trying hard, instead of trying to achieve anything, we're just savoring. We're savoring the here and now. What's really nice about this moment? The lack of doing, the lack of a need to do, or lack of a need to take care of anyone other than yourself. Or just the time and the space to come in, to be with your breath. Whatever it is that you savor about these moments, I want you to be with that now. It can be the simplest of things. It doesn't need to be big or flashy or dramatic. If it ever becomes too much to have the arms above you, take them back to the body or out to the sides of the body. And we'll just savor and enjoy a few more moments here. Enjoying the release in the lower back. In a moment we'll transition into our closing shavasana, a deep relaxation. You can take your feet in and your knees out to the side for a few moments at the end here. Taking those knees together. We're going to move very slowly from here, so just find your own way down. That may mean pressing into the feet, and just slowly, slowly, your lower back may feel quite fragile, so just taking that blanket from underneath. Take as much time as you need here, rolling to the side. Coming up. And we are ready for our closing shavasana. So getting ready for your closing shavasana now. So I'm going to show you another setup. If you don't have a bolster, you can have a cushion under the back of the head and 1 or 2 cushions stacked under the backs of the knees. Have your eye pillow, have your blanket. If you want to, just get into bed and just snuggle up under the covers for this one. Okay, so nice and slowly easing the body back. If your cushion slightly folds, you can just roll the end into the arch of the neck. And just taking the blanket over the body. Take plenty of time to set yourself up here, please. Don't rush, it's really important. So you can have your arms slightly out to the sides, or you can bring your hands up onto your belly. I'm going to move you through a yoga nidra style body scan for 10 whole beautiful minutes of relaxation together to end our practice. So make sure you feel really comfy, able to relax. Really is these moments where I question how on earth I get paid to do this for a living. So once you feel comfortable, take some deeper breaths to ease you in. Close your eyes. And bring your awareness, your attention down to the toes. I want you to feel the big toes and feel the little toes. And allow the toes to relax and release. Feeling up through the feet, along the pads of the feet, the arches of the feet, along the tops of the feet, allowing the muscles in the feet to let go completely. And the body may already feel very relaxed, so if it doesn't feel like much is happening, no worries, that's a good thing. Allowing the muscles in the ankles to let go deeply now. Moving up into the calves and the shins, allowing all of the muscles in the lower legs to let go. Allowing the fronts and the backs of the knees to let go. Allowing the fronts and the backs of the thighs to let go. As the thighs let go, you naturally feel the muscles in and around the hips and the hip joints, releasing and relaxing deeply now. The belly is soft. And as the stomach muscles relax, even the organs in the stomach are allowed to relax and let go too. And the breath is allowed to just become whatever it becomes as we relax more and more. So there's no forcing, there's no interference. As we move our attention up into the chest, we relax the muscles all around the chest cavity, in between the ribs. And we even allow the lungs to relax in the chest. And the heart to relax in the chest. These shoulders are allowed to let go and sink back into the earth beneath you. The upper arms are letting go. The elbows and lower arms are letting go. As the lower arms let go, the wrists, the palms and the fingers become soft. The more we breathe out, the heavier we become. It's as if the arms and the legs and the body is allowed to just totally give its weight over to the floor. More and more each time you breathe. Moving up to the neck, the muscles around the front and the back of the neck are allowed to let go. The muscles in the throat are allowed to relax. Jaw is allowed to soften. Tongue is allowed to relax in the mouth. The lips become soft. And the cheeks become soft. The muscles around the eyes. And the muscles across the forehead and into the temples. Each time you breathe out, body sinks a little deeper into relaxation. And there's no trying. We're not trying to relax. We're not trying to sleep. giving up all of our trying and doing to just enjoy this moment, to savor the moment. And I'm going to be quiet for a few more minutes and give you some silence to savor and enjoy this moment. And I'll let you know when we've come to the end. Okay, so if you have cozied up in bed, there is no need for you to move. You can stay right where you are. If you haven't, and we're going to just very gently move the body a little. Not too much, just a little wriggle of fingers and toes, maybe a deeper breath. And with minimal movement, if you're going to kind of slope off into bed now, just minimal movement, just sit to the side. Stay soft. Just sit here for a few moments, breathing. And pressing your palm into the floor to come up to a seated position. Keep your eyes closed if you want to. And you can just sit for a moment in stillness and then make your way to bed now. And to accompany you, once you get into bed, I have a video which I will link at the end of this video. And I'll link it in the description below, which is a sleep talk down. So once you're cozy in bed, you can just listen to some deep relaxation from me just to help you eventually drift off. So thank you very much for allowing me to guide you through your practice this evening. I hope you have a really good night's sleep. Namaste.